So we have defeated Arrow Man, and we have gained the power of fire. And we all know what fire is good for.
Oh, that's a cute animation. I like it.
Simon, please tell us some things you know about fungi.
I don't like them because I think that mold is gross. Though I think I finally gotten over my aversion to fungi, like in food. Like I've tried them occasionally, like every year once, and I always hated it. The last time I tried them, it was not terrible. So maybe my palate has fixed itself.
Maybe.
Sounds like you're a real fun guy.
Get out.
It's Fungus Man, it's only one.
Just eject him from the LP right now.
Goodbye.
No.
It'll be just like the ejector seats in the previous level.
What causes the fire spouts to activate? It's just time, or?
Well, they're all natural gas, so if you shoot them, they will catch on fire, and if anything runs into them, they take damage. This includes enemies.
I only noticed it briefly last time, but it's very interesting that this version of the Mega Buster is the Mega Man 4 one.
Yeah, it's very long and thin, which actually can be a bit of a problem, because it actually has less vertical range than the Mega Man 5 Buster.
Yeah, exactly. Many people go for the 5 or 6 version because it is so good, but I think there is something to be said about that kind of restraint.
Yeah. No, I think that's quite admirable to sort of...
You can just chain it.
A lot of people just do things that everybody else sort of does. And that's something you see in a lot of fan games, but trying something a little bit different is nice. It's appreciated.
Yeah.
So could you ride on those?
No, you can't. They are spinning too fast, and they are hurt too much.
Oh, that's boring.
You just get on one and you immediately throw up.
Just immediately fall off, and you take spinning damage.
I don't think we mentioned this before, but I kind of like how the health bar fades out when you're behind it.
Yeah, that is pretty useful, actually.
Oh my god.
There was a crocodile here. It's gone now.
Eject yourself from the LP for that.
But is it a crocodile, or is it a caiman, or...
Get out of your own LP.
Yeah, just get out. I'll do it.
I must admit, though, that the theme of this stage escapes me a little bit. Like, why does the fungus have a forest which has some natural gas mining and also traps everywhere?
Well, the theme is supposed to be swamp. Because you find mushrooms in swamps.
Right.
Yeah, but you find mushrooms in forests, actually.
And those are lily pads, right? But then, like...
Yes, but they're mechanical lily pads because it's Mega Man, everything has to be robot.
But also there's natural gas, which doesn't have anything to do with fungus.
Well, but it does have to do with swamp.
How?
Swamps have natural gas in them. You know, things like peat bogs. Other such
Yeah,
things.
but I have also natural gas in them. It doesn't make me a swamp.
Yeah, it does. You just didn't know it before.
Oh my god.
This is very
It's not
tenuous.
just my ass that is swamp.
So basically what we're saying is Simon is actually Swamp Thing. We're learning things today. Many things. I didn't have to do that, but it made me feel better.
I can neither confirm nor deny the statement. What's that, by the way? Is that a house for roaches?
I think it was mostly just there for flavor, and then Dr. Wily was like, I can probably use this.
No, but what are they supposed to be?
I love the all the weird backstories like the real Mega Man robots have. I wish that people with fan games would also include those.
He was originally built as a dancing robot, and then Wily was like, I could put spikes on this!
Yeah, exactly. Like, those are all great.
Oh wow, that is really clever.
Oh, it's a secret.
Yep.
I see you will have to return to the other stage for that.
Well, since we couldn't leave, it's just going to kick us back to the checkpoint, which is a perfect opportunity to go this way.
I see. By the way, does this game have an energy balancer?
Yes.
Automatically equipped?
Nope.
Fuck this game. Needs to be standard from the beginning.
I agree.
That's my absolute hard stance, and I will not compromise on this. Everything else is complete bullshit. Also, these guys need to fire faster, like seriously.
Yeah, I can see that.
Also, I mean, there is no real danger unless you put yourself in it, which is a valid design, but I don't feel like at this point in the stage it needs to be like, hey, this guy fires, hopefully don't jump into him while you try to shoot him.
Well, I mean, that's maybe a setup for, like, first introducing him. For
Yeah, but
safety's
it's
sake.
not at this point in the stage, as I said.
I think they take too many hits, actually. Well, that one just died, but the other one took like several hits, so...
Yeah, because Sigh kept missing like a dumbass. Why do you go down here?
That's fair then. Why did you need to do that?
Because I needed to shoot that and make a new mushroom bridge.
Right. That's
As you do have to shoot them directly, you can't use any kind of, like, incidental attack.
Oh, that's lame.
It's interesting in a way, but I think that the game pulling attention to the fact that you can shoot through walls is a bit of a misstep. Like, it's just a little bit weird that it says you need to shoot through walls, because, let's face it, that's a video game thing.
It's very unrealistic.
Yeah, Mega Man...
It's a weird thing to say about a game, you know, but... I mean, you have all of these gimmicks that are dressed as something to make sense in the context of a level, and then you have something that very blatantly makes no real sense. And
Well, the thing is, they're not walls. They're actually very thin poles. This entire thing is actually on a very small catwalk. So Mega Man can just lean around to shoot, but he can't walk around it.
also, it's 2D, so, you know, it might actually just shoots around it because, you know. But...
Mega Man can't move forwards or backwards. It's just impossible.
And I know that the creator will probably watch this later on, so don't get this wrong. I am nitpicking because most of the game is really good. If most of the game were crap, then I would have other things to talk about.
Yeah, this ain't Paradise. Like, this is...
Yeah, Paradise was just general riffing. This is mostly just...
Paradise was one of those rare things that is just... There's always something new to look at it.
Yeah, I think all of the new sprites that we've seen look great. Just not all of them are necessarily, like, great designs. But they all look cool, and they all look nice. They're animated well. I think that's good.
Yeah, they are. This looks like a bitch of a jump, though. If you don't have a special weapon, you very wisely switch to it. I wouldn't be comfortable making that jump.
Yeah, there's been a couple jumps where he had to, like, go right up to the edge. I don't like that.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
But I know some people do, so, like, if that's the target audience for this, then fair enough. Like, you know.
Well, I don't know, it seems too hard in general, the game. Like...
Well, technically, there's usually secret paths in the levels for hidden rewards, so those can always be tougher, but...
Yeah. Either make your jumps easier or make all of them much harder. Those are your two options.
I think it's very hard to make a pure platforming challenge in Mega Man because it's so binary, you make it or you don't, because it's not like you can demand that you get the right amount of momentum or something, because there is none. So every challenge can be solved by just getting right up to the edge. And then it's not a challenge, it's just demanding patience. I see you refuse to engage.
That's why it's his weakness, I can just do this.
It seems like the weakness of basically the entire game because you can fly over everything.
Well, you'd think, but actually, if we weren't using fire, that mushroom cap on his head actually does block bullets.
That's interesting. So that's something that was introduced with the previous sort of enemies, I guess.
Yeah, actually it was.
Yeah.
So you're going to show the true fight without cheesing it in the refights then?
Yes, in
Which
2
don't
years or
exist
so.
yet, I know. Yeah, yeah.
He's gonna hold you to that eventually, and when you don't do it, we're gonna call you out.
Yep.
What, you mean like you didn't call me out over how I didn't finish Dracula?
We continue to do that, you just aren't here for that.
Yeah, you still owe me some files there, my friend. I am willing to finish that for you. You would be surprised at how difficult a subject water is. And I have a PhD in chemistry and I can tell you, we don't know shit about water. Well, I could make it for you if you wanted. I don't even know that many things about water, except that it's basically one of the very few solvents that has surface tension. It, for some reason, and nobody really knows why, as it's densest at 4 degrees, and it becomes less dense when it cools and when it heats up from there. That ice floats on water is nonsense. It makes no fucking sense, but it's just the way it is in water. And even how water looks like itself is not understood because you cannot computer model that because there is so many electrostatic bonds between water molecules that every computer just starts crying when you ask it to model that. Like there is things like people want to understand at the current research institute I'm at how the photosystem in plants works exactly, how it makes oxygen, because plants produce oxygen, and for idiots, and using light. And you can model that because you can't like print out the protein and say like, oh, obviously it works like this because all of that works, in water in plants. And you can model that using complicated computer models. And then some guy makes the model and says, okay, I've spent hundreds of hours just making the calculations here, and I think that the oxygen formulation works like this. And then some other guy comes and says, no, obviously this is completely wrong because you forgot that probably there is a water molecule extra in there, and that one water molecule makes your model bullshit and it works completely differently. I've been on conferences where a guy who makes spectroscopy, so he makes actual looking at the real things, and from there derives how he thinks it should work, argue for half an hour with the guy who makes the calculations after a lecture, and everyone is in the room like, you both don't know! You believe that your version is correct, and for all of us, it doesn't fucking matter if there is a water or not.